This week, we leave Canada in our van and cross over the US border into the state of Montana for the very first time. Montana, here we go! The stakes are high, and with everything going on, will we make it through without something going wrong?
I made a big mistake. That was a pretty nerve-wracking experience.
Let's find out together.
Hi, so we're in Calgary now. We've officially left the Canadian Rockies, and it is time to head back to the US. I have a lot of mail that is waiting for me at Great Falls, Montana, the USPS there, but some of that mail was returned to sender as undeliverable. So I have a bunch of stuff waiting for me there, so I'm really hoping that the drive there won't be for nothing.
I'll have to pay it back.
Whoa, this Petro-Canada is the cheapest gas I've ever seen in Canada. 115 cents a liter. So I'm gonna fill up here because we have about a quarter tank of gas left. I also realized that my pee tank is full, so I'm gonna empty it at the gas station bathroom. Do you have a bathroom? Thank you. This is one of the dirty jobs of van life. Okay, I don't know what I did, but this lid will not... how tight did I screw this on? This is the first time that I cannot... Oh my gosh, what's happening? Lefty loosey, righty tighty, right? Right? Oh my gosh, okay, I got it on. A note to self, you don't have to screw on the cap that tight. It's just gonna come off again anyway to put the thing back in. Okay, I'm really relieved because if I have to spend the rest of this trip not being able to use my toilet, that would be really crappy. Okay. Montana, here we come. Gee, we're going to America. Yeah!
As Canada's only neighbor, there are a lot of border crossings to the US, and growing up, I remember going through to visit my relatives in New York a lot. But this time feels different because I'm crossing with a fully off-grid camper van for the very first time, and I really don't know what to expect.
Okay, what kind of food are you bringing back?
I have a steak in the fridge, some vegetables, peppers, lemons.
You bought all those in Canada?
Yes.
Okay, so just pull to the left into the parking lot, park, come inside, some of that food can't come.
Okay, I'm pulled over. I just crossed into Montana, and that was one of the worst. I made a big mistake. I forgot that when you cross into the US, you have to declare fruits, vegetables, any avian products, meat, things like that. And when he asked to declare, I did declare, but the mistake I made was I shouldn't have bought so many groceries before crossing. I bought some groceries 3 days ago, and he took a whole, basically most of, if not all of the vegetables I have and my fruit, and left, thank God, the steak, so I have something to eat tonight for dinner. This guy spent at least 30 minutes in the van going through all my food, and Like any citrus, even if it originates in the US, is not allowed. And avian products, like he took my feather that I found on the beach, and then when he came back with like the bucket of all the stuff that he was gonna take from the van, one of them was my plant, and he's like, this plant looks like in really bad shape, so I'm sorry, but I have to take it because it looks like diseased. And I was like, yeah, that's just a product of my neglect. I don't have a green thumb. And he's like, the soil's really dry. And then as he was like going through all the stuff in my bucket, the other officer came and was like watching and looking all the stuff out that was being taken. But thankfully, I did a good job declaring everything I could remember, except I did forget to tell him about the pineapple that I threw out in the garbage. And he didn't fine me for that. So he says the fine would have been like $300 if I failed to declare something. And weirdly enough, they didn't ask for the dog import form for Archie. But I got really lucky because the officer I got was really, really nice. The first officer who greeted me at the counter was also really nice to me. But immediately after he finished talking to me, this guy came in and he started grilling him and like being like, did you come in through this building or the other building? Like, I don't know what it was about, but he was grilling that guy hard. And yeah, it's just wild. So as soon as he gave me the green light to go, I just like busted out of there. Like, I had to pee so bad, but I like jumped in the van, drove through, and like now I'm at the side of a highway. Just like, you know, I went I'm really grateful I dumped the pee because I had to go so bad. And also, like, the speed limit's like 80 miles per hour in Montana on this highway. Like, I've never been on a road where the speed limit was higher than 70 miles per hour. That's crazy. That was a pretty, like, nerve-wracking experience because I was worried that he was gonna, like, look at my other stuff in the van and start questioning, like, where I bought things. Like, did you declare this? Did you declare that? I told them, like, the stuff that I did buy. But like sometimes you forget, and I was like in my mind like, did I forget anything and all that. And yeah, it was pretty stressful because he was in there for so long. So yeah, but I just feel lucky that I got someone really nice, and he wasn't out to get me, and he was explaining to me like why certain things aren't allowed. And he gave me like a information sheet of like what's not allowed in the US. So I'm gonna keep this, and next time I cross over, I'm gonna go through everything and make sure that I get rid of anything that's on that list. But I am now in America. Yay! I still have an hour and 45-minute drive to the USPS, but it's already 6:41 p.m., so they're not open, and I already knew that they weren't going to be open. And I'm really hungry, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find something on iOverlander, like the nearest spot that I could pull over legally and boondock for the night, and then head into the Postal Service tomorrow. So I think I see a spot here in Shelby. It looks like it's right next to the railroad, which is not always the best. Country Rest Carousel Park. I don't know if this is legal. It's not mentioning anything about that. And there's no pictures. Okay, there actually are not a lot of options. There is a rest area in Conrad, and someone had said there is a sign that says no camping, but that there were RVs and campers parked overnight. Like, is camping the same thing as overnight parking? I'm gonna Google this because I always forget to Google that, and I see like signs that say no camping. But is it like camping if I'm in a camper van, or do they mean like don't set up tents? Maybe I will check out the Shelby spot first and see if it's legit. And if it's not, I'll try the rest area. Okay, I'm generally like wary of parking overnight in small towns because it's like really hard to blend in because everybody knows every vehicle and all that. But I think this place is legit because I just saw like a TripAdvisor review. They showed a picture of their RV parked right in front of the carousel, and it said, "Great quiet place to rest overnight though, I would stay there again." So that combined with 2 iOverlander reviews that were this past summer that both stayed and there weren't any issues, I think this is a legal spot for me and Archie. But hopefully I won't get the knock tonight because I'm really tired and I'm really hungry. So I'm gonna let Archie out and then I'm gonna cook some dinner. Come on, baby. Okay, Archie, go pee pee. Good boy. Archie, it's okay. Come on. Oh, he doesn't want to come in because there's a couple of flies back here. Where are they, Archie? Yeah, you're okay. Okay, I'm gonna kill them for you. Don't worry. I got you. Where are these flies? Oh, Archie's so stressed out. It's okay. Anyway, so while we wait for that opportunity to kill them, this is the state that he left the van in, and he was extremely respectful. Like I've heard stories where they'll like rip everything out and throw everything out of the drawers, but he left it pretty much exactly how I did. This is like where I had all my produce in, is like the savers, and he left it on the counter. He left everything on the bed exactly as it was, and then he even put my kettle in the sink. That was really sweet. He didn't want that to fly off when I'm driving. I never do this. I just leave it on the counter. Before I left for the border, I got a massage in Calgary, and it was the best massage ever, but right now everything is like tight again, like my neck, my shoulders, like I can tell I was stressed out. Look how empty my Okay, so we're having steak, and look, I can have some of my olives, and I can have some smoked oysters, and then Archie got to keep his food. And then I was able to keep all my condiments and the bone broth. And also, oh, he forgot the blueberries in the freezer. And I still got my shrimp, my salmon, and ground lamb in the freezer top. So, and I got to keep my chocolate. But he did take one of my favorite teas. It was the rooibos full leaf tea because it has citrus in it, and you are absolutely not allowed any citrus in the US, even if it originated in the US. So that's unfortunate because that tea was my go-to in the morning. But it's okay, I can just get another one. Looks like we had a successful night at the carousel parking lot in Shelby, Montana. Slept relatively good last night, and yeah, there's no one here, so I was the only one who slept here overnight last night. I'm ready to head to Great Falls. I'm really anxious to see if my mail has actually arrived at the general delivery at the USPS, and getting some admin stuff done in town is going to be really good. Alright, we're here at USPS. Let's go see if my mail has arrived. Ah, cute building. I like these old school buildings. I just changed because it's actually like pretty hot today, but I got the USPS mail. It feels so good to finally have all my mail that I've been waiting weeks and months to go and pick up. Oh, Archie's scratching. Archie, ow! Archie's been like really wanting to always sit on my lap while we're driving, and I don't know if he wants to sit on my lap or if he just wants to sit in the driver's seat, because every time I leave him in the van, he sits in the driver's seat and he prefers to sit in the driver's seat. And I keep telling him, like, Archie, you don't have your driver's license, you don't have opposable thumbs, you cannot drive. Who knows what's going on inside of his little brain. Oh. As you probably noticed in my previous videos, Dusty's windshield is like really dirty. It's full of bugs, like, and the windshield wiper does not get rid of them. So I'm gonna take the van to get a car wash.
Say hello to my little friend.
Dusty is Dusty no longer. Oh, that was fun. It always feels good to have the van washed and nice and clean and ready for another road trip. To end the video, I thought I would just commemorate all the places that we visited. So I just want to show you all the magnets that I got, and I've been putting them on the fridge. So I've been collecting only national parks. We've been to Redwood National Park, Olympic National Park, Mount Revelstoke National Park, Glacier National Park, Yoho National Park, Jasper National Park, and Banff National Park. Now that I'm back in the States, I'm really excited because we're gonna be spending the next good handful of months in the US exploring all around. I have to take some time and figure out where I want to go next because I've never been to none of these states, like Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. And thank you all so much for coming along. I hope the border crossing experience and the road trip was enjoyable to watch. And until then, I will see you next time. Bye! Say bye, Archie! Yeah. Oh, say bye-bye.